Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Welcome to the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, boys. It is week 11. Detroit taking on the Chicago Bears. We got a packed show. Look at this crew we got.
This is the crew.
This is like this is the Avengers in this studio. We got my guys
up in here.
We got Easy and Spenny. Both heavyweights are with us today. As always, my co-host for the Chicago Bears game, Easy, in the sound booth. As always, BMG from Big Energy. We got a little piece of every show in here. We got Booner from Woodward Nights.
Yeah, baby.
Look at him chilling. He's ready to give out his best bets later on. And of course, like I said, we got Spenny.
All the shows that matter, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Spencer Raxter, the TD booth. Listen, man, we got a lot to talk about today. I want to go through the injury report kind of to start off the show and kind of recap who may or may not be out. We'll get the official one later on. But just as of right now, who's out and did not practice this week? So far, Bugs is dealing with an illness, so he's expected not to play. That's somebody that I think I was a little confused about earlier in the week, but I kind of got my answer there. He's dealing with an illness. Jonah Jackson, I think he's a game-time decision, wrist, ankle. We'll see if he's not ready to go. You got 4 of the 5 best, guys on your squad. So I'm not too concerned there. But Jonah is a big miss. Levi had a light practice. He practiced later in the week. Donovan Peoples-Jones, though, full practice all week. So you might see a little bit of DPJ there. So exciting. Frank Ragnow, he'll play. Typically you don't see him in the practice report on a weekly basis anyway. Cleve Raymond, light practice, but he ended up practicing. So not too many injuries. I would say right now Bugs is expected to miss. Jonah Jackson game time, and then of course we'll see if he plays or not. But before we get into all that, man, how are we feeling? It's Lions game day. You got the merch on. I'm fired up. They take on the Bears.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling so far? Lions are 7-2, second in the NFC right now.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I mean, we knew it was going to be like a good season for the Detroit Lions, but it's nice to see it play out that way.
Right.
So many times in my lifetime I've been expecting something from this team. You always build yourself up during the offseason, but this season they've delivered, and they delivered on every single thing we give them credit for. I've talked from Brad Holmes in the draft, from Dan Campbell as a coach, Ben Johnson as a coordinator, the run game, the offensive line. They delivered on every single thing we've expected of them so far. And that's why I think it's safe to expect a win today, too.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you look at the number 1 seed. These are the games you're supposed to win. You got the Chicago Bears who, even with Fields back, it is his first game back after injury, but one of the worst teams record-wise in the NFL. So these are the games that for the Lions, you just have to win, Booner. There is, especially if we're talking 1 seed, you look at the schedule, you bring up the Dallas Cowboys on the road, but all these games are winnable. You could argue they're going to be favored every single game, maybe but that road game in Dallas.
Yeah, and I keep saying it, too. If you want to, finish this division off in the next couple of weeks, which you can, I think by week 14, 15. If you go out and win and the Vikings lose a couple, you clinch the division, and then you're just fighting for a 1 seed. And then I've been
treating the Vikings like the 49ers.
I've been saying this to Spenny and the heavies and stuff after the trade deadline. There's a path to the 1 seed and a path to the NFC Championship game. These are the games you win to go get a 1 seed. You have to win these games. In these division games, as much as you want to say, the Lions could go and win by 30 points, it's still a division game that you're going to have to battle, and they're going to be ready to go. Especially, I feel like the Bears are the Detroit Lions' biggest rival when it comes to the division. So these both teams are going to be ready to go, and you have to come out. I don't care if you win by 1 or 30, but just come out with the win. That's all I'm worried about.
I'm glad you brought up right now. I'll tell you the series record. Chicago Bears lead the series 104-77 with 5 ties. The Lions are 3-7 over the last 10 games against the Bears.
Probably could have left that out.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't necessary.
Well, hold on though.
Could have left that.
You treat them like the 49ers.
Hold on. They're 3-7 over the last 10, but over the last 2, they're 2-0. So, hey, talk about a new era. 2-0 over the last 2. I think that continues.
I will say this though, I remember as a Detroit Lions fan, and I assume as any team, anytime you're going up against the best team in your division, or it's a good team in general, and you're the bottom tier, you're up for that challenge. You know what I'm saying? And the Detroit Lions, they've heard this saying throughout the season, they've gone from the hunters to the hunted.
Right.
The Bears going to be up for this one. Justin Fields fighting for his job too.
Yeah, he is. And that's part of it. The Bears, I guess at this point, you got kind of an evaluation of Justin Fields. There was at one point where he looked, there was one, yeah, it's true. There was one point where he looked bad, and then there's a stretch of games where he led the NFL in passer rating. So, there's 2 sides of this thing, and personally, if I'm being real with you, and there's, that was my reaction too, Sam Flannel. I'm not lying to you. No, Fields is kind of an interesting point because at least for me, I think the Bears draft a quarterback. I don't think Fields is the future, and I think they want to use the rest of the season to kind of evaluate that. I like Fields coming out of the draft, but I think at this point, where the Bears are, if you have an opportunity to get Caleb Williams, I think that's an easy decision.
I'm with you, too. It feels like a layup. I mean, I don't know how it protects, because I've never been obviously inside the NFL locker room or even the front office. I don't know how it affects like the morale across the team. But how do you pass up Caleb Williams in a rookie contract?
You can't.
Like worst case scenario, you trade one of those guys and get an asset back.
Right.
And that's just what's winning in the NFL. That's been like the recipe. These cheaper end quarterback deals. Before we have to re-up them, go all the way in. Justin Fields on his third year this year, right?
Yeah.
Next year, fourth year. Like, you're going to have to like re-sign him at some point. Like, it's Caleb Williams too.
Yeah, and like you said, you're towards the end of his rookie deal, and you don't even know if he's your franchise yet. Like that's a problem. And even Tyson Bagent, Shepard's finest, he was out there and he beat the Carolina Panthers. What a game, huh? Tyson Bagent. But still, I think Fields is the best option, of course, because of his mobility. He's a home run hitter. But Booner, I think at this point, the Lions are going to remind the Bears that he ain't a franchise quarterback today. And you're seeing it over the last, like I said, they're 2-0 over the last 2 games. One on the road, Jeff Okudah pick 6, one at home where the Bears got completely obliterated.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is the last 2 games he played, like full games, he did throw for 8 touchdown passes in 2 games. So that is like a little bit of a, what is he going to do today? I know he's coming off the injury, but like, is he going to do that to us today? Like 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games he played.
So you're hey, listen, you were the head of the club of dissing Fields. Are you backing up now?
No. Fields is still trash, and he's never going to win the MVP.
Okay.
But
look at that.
There's that 2-game sample of any quarterback in the NFL throws for 4 touchdowns and then 4 touchdowns. It's like, okay, maybe with that new DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, the way he's been playing. Yeah. Now Khalil Herbert's back, and he's a guy out of the backfield. Do you guys remember that first preseason game for the Chicago Bears when the little short pass to DJ Moore breaks it off for like 80 yards, and then a short pass to Khalil Herbert breaks it off for 70 yards the next possession? Like, that is all I'm worried about. I don't really care about Justin Fields. I'm just more worried about those weapons around him: Khalil Herbert, Dante Foreman, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Cole. Like, the weapons are the things to me are like, they may be able to like give us a little.
They're going to be scrappy.
They're
definitely going to be scrappy. Have you talking about the Justin Fields, 8 touchdowns, 617 yards in the last 2 games, like healthy?
Yeah. A
lot of those receptions go to DJ Moore. I have it right now: 16 receptions, 361 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Like, he and Moore were kind of connecting before he went out with that thumb injury.
Yeah, and Spenny, I think, and like, to Booner's point, I brought that up too, and I agree with you. When you talk about the Bears, what I'm fearful of, there's a couple things I get to before Justin Fields. There was one of those games where he had 4 touchdown passes and he had 200-something yards, and like 220 of them were because of DJ Moore.
Yeah, it was like he had like -2 air yards, but like 200 passing yards.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You got these explosive players. You put them in space, and they can make things happen. Luckily, the Lions have a lot of players on this team that are good sideline to sideline. When you look at Alex Anzalone, you look at a Brian Branch, a Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph. These guys can cover field and they can move, and they're all solid tacklers. So if they try to do these things where they get cute, throw it behind the line of scrimmage, Lions just need to step up and make a tackle.
Yeah, we'll get more into the Bears' run defense. We'll talk about the defense itself at about 9:45. We'll get into that discussion. But I guess this game for me, Easy, what I'm looking for is a rebound game, not just from Aiden Hutchinson, but this defensive line. It seems like this season they'll have games where they won't get a sack, and then all of a sudden they get 6 sacks. I think this could be the game where they get, maybe not 6 sacks, but they'll get 3, 4. They have to get back in the sack column. They absolutely have to. Starting with Aiden Hutchinson.
Big sacks.
I'm with you. The last
Big
time
sacks.
the Detroit Lions played the Chicago Bears at home, they demolished them.
Yeah.
It was quite possibly Justin Fields' like worst game as a pro. I think he had like 7 completions for like 50, 60-something yards. Like, it was awful. Yeah, but again, I think it's going to be a scrappy out, man. Like, as much as I expect a bounce back for this defense, I can't guarantee it because these guys are scrappy. And as much as like I think Fields is not going to be MVP, by the way, it's Lions versus Bears day. It's fuck the Bears always. So
Fuck the Bears.
I'll speak factually, but then I'll just shit on him afterward. But like, Justin Fields is liable to go off at like anytime. I still think the Detroit Lions win, but I just don't know if the Detroit Lions defense will look as sexy as some of us want them to look. But Aiden seemed pissed off during the press conferences this week.
Yeah, and again, it's the whole thing. And there's a graphic that came out, and you see the pressures, the Lions leaders in pressures. It's Aiden with like 50-something. The next guy is John Kaminsky with like 23.
Booner loves pressures.
A big pressure guy, Booner.
No.
Okay.
I've given up on the pressures.
Yeah, well, Aiden, you agree, though, this is Aiden time. I mean, he hasn't had a sack in 4
It
games.
100% is. I almost want to put it. He's like minus 200 for his sack. He needs to go out there and get one, though. Like, he has. Like, you have to go out there and get Fields. The only thing I'm worried about with Fields is he hasn't even rushed for 100 yards yet this year. That game will happen. And the one struggle that, like, this Lions team has had has been mobile quarterbacks that will cut them up.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields has not done that in his this season so far. So that's like my biggest thing. It's like, are they going to be able to stop him, or is he going to do what he did last year? He rushed for 132 yards and 147 yards versus the Detroit Lions last year. Over 300 yards in 2 games.
Yep.
Like, that is ridiculous. So that's the biggest thing to me. I don't even care, to be honest, how many sacks you get. Just keep him in the pocket and make him force throws. That's all I care about. I don't even care about the sacks, to be honest.
J-Mo Jackhammer says, checking out an old Skip Flannel to see if you recovered from the J-Mo segment yesterday. Yeah, we'll get into J-Mo too. There might be a little bit of feature with J-Mo in some Booner's bets.
I've got something for Flannel.
Okay.
For the people.
All right. And then Big M says Branch gets a turnover today, interception, or forced fumble. Ryan's reaction says, let's predict an Anzalone interception. Jonah says they get sacks against shitty teams.
They'll get some sacks today,
yeah,
for sure.
They definitely will get some sacks. I believe
Justin Fields, a guy, he's late to making decisions. He tries to extend the play. He's running around out there. It leads to a lot of sacks a lot of times.
Jonah says, also, don't forget James Houston was a big reason they smoked the Bears last year.
I was just going to say that.
Not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Forced fumble.
They miss James Houston so bad.
They do.
They
do.
His ability to win one-on-ones, they miss that. They're, like every offensive line is looking at the Lions right now like, all right, double team Aiden, we'll chip him, we'll send the house at him. Someone else beat us.
Yeah.
And it's been a lean, actually, to start the season, but other than that, there was a
3-sack game versus Justin Fields last year.
Yeah, he
3
played
sacks,
well.
pass deflection, and a forced fumble.
The one, he was in coverage, and then he just, F this, I'm about to go, and that's where he just ripped them up. Almost going to get injured him. James Houston has like violent sacks, by the way. Remember everyone thought he tore Trevor Lawrence's knee?
That one was rough.
Like I can't wait till James Houston's back. But yeah, in that game I was talking about, like last time Justin Fields played in the Ford Field, 7 for 21, 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They absolutely destroyed him. But again, James Houston was a big part of that game.
Yeah, they miss him, man. Taylor says, I don't care how we win, we just have to win. Freddie Felt 3-on-3. Shout out to Freddie, by the way. He says Hutch better eat today as well. Paul Thomas 37-24 Lions. Greg People says we have to be great defense. We have to have a great defensive day. Yeah, I think the defense, all eyes are on them. The offense, which we'll get into in a little bit here, the offense right now, easy. They're the best offense in football.
That's fair.
From a schematic standpoint and production, you can look at the number 2 and they're number 1.
Yeah.
From what they did last week. So I think it's fair to say that defensively, you got eyes on Aaron Glenn this week. Not that, again, fire Aaron Glenn. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But they definitely have to bounce back after last week. I mean, coming off a bye week, no sacks and you give up almost 40 to the Chargers. Like they're due for a bounce back game.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know like what level we're gonna see.
Right.
Again, like, I think you guys will see the sacks. I don't know if you're. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not signing up for the dominant performance.
How does it have to look to you? What do you have to see to be like, okay, defense?
I want to capitalize on the mistakes Justin Fields like able to make. You know, I want to capitalize on the pressures. If we're not going to get to the quarterback, if we're at least pressuring him and like throwing the ball a little bit early, I think a guy like Brian Branch is due to make a big play. Obviously, he started the season hot. A lot of people are talking about. I put money down for him to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think we need to capitalize on just like the sloppy play that the Bears present you, and that means just turning the ball over. That's what I want to see. I want to see turnovers in this game for the Detroit Lions defense.
Yeah, no question. I'll tell you what. Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get into the offense and some of the matchups. You're watching the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Long Drink and Bullseye Event Group.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Welcome back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. We got a full crew with us today. Welcome. If you could hit that like button on the stream, we'd appreciate it. We're trying to get into matchups now offensively for the Lions. And I guess we'll start up front because Jonah Jackson, game time decision. We'll see if he plays, assuming Colby Sorsdahl will get the start if he's not ready to go. But your thoughts on the matchup. Bears defensive line, they've invested a ton of money. You get Montez Sweat. They traded for him, extend him immediately. Which for a part there, I wasn't sure if they were going to extend him, but they got the deal done. Yannick Ngakoue, Ngakoue is kind of a guy they use on passing downs, but still a viable pass rush threat. But I think this matchup easy. You talk about what happened last week. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Thule, the rookie. They held their own. No sacks given up. I think that continues today. Even though Montez has been really the only guy on their team, I think his first game with the Bears, he led the team in pressures by far. So he's made an impact. But when you got an offensive line like this easy, I just don't think it matters, to be honest with you. Maybe he can make some plays, create some pressure on Jared Goff, whatever, but I'm confident in this offensive line to keep up what they've been doing.
I am too. I mean, how can we not? It's been a top 5 offensive line for the past 2 years. It just feels like this year they're finally getting their due credit. Like they're finally getting the respect from the big leagues. I just saw PFF put them out there as the #1 offensive line. That's crazy. Because I remember last year I had to scream at people in the face that there was a top 5, top 3 offensive line in the league because they're trying to tell me no, it wasn't. And that was tons of excuses for at that time. Obviously, the Jared Goff debate was hot. We're not discussing that today. But this is a great offensive line. The Bears, I guess, you do have to look at a guy like Montez Sweat and how it's going to affect the rest of his offensive line, especially when it comes to the interior. They have Javon Dexter. I think a lot of Detroit Lions fans had an eye on at defensive tackle spot.
He's a big dude.
But I don't think he's done much this season. If they get anything today, it'll be from that interior side because he's probably going to be filling in for Jonah Jackson. But no, this is a top 5 unit in the league, one of the best units in the league. One you can count on every single week to week. I'm not nervous about their defensive line at all.
Yeah, I'm with Easy here, Booner. I mean, you got a defensive line in the Bears that allow the fewest yards per carry. They allow 3.2 yards per carry so far. But the argument I keep making is show me the offensive lines they've faced, and then show me the Detroit Lions offensive line. They're very different. Although they've been great against the run, context does matter, and you can't just look at stats. You got to look at some context.
Even too, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, the PFF standings. Easy, I know you brought up the #1 in the league right now, PFF. The thing is with them, and even when they were hurt, if you guys look at those rankings that come out each week, they've been #1 in the NFL, even with guys coming in and out. Taylor Decker out, Jonah Jackson, Big V, rotating guys. They've been out there dominating teams up front. I think they do the same here. It does a little bit. Dante Foreman, I don't know if you guys remember last year versus the Panthers, or when we played the Panthers, ran for 140 yards on us.
We remember.
8 or 9 yards per carry. Just insane. That's the guy that you need to shut down. I do have a ton of confidence. Do you guys remember last week, every time Austin Eckler touched the ball, it felt like between the tackles, he got nowhere. It was shut down right away.
Right.
So I think it's the same thing today. The only, I think, rushing yards they end up getting, to be honest, is just Justin Fields. And I think they shut Dante Foreman out. Khalil Herbert. They're going to have to find a way to get him in screens. But with this... Oh, I'm thinking, my bad. Yeah. I'm just going on a rant on the opposite side here, too.
You're funny. Yeah.
I just switched sides here. That's what I'm talking about, the Chicago Bears run game.
Hey, locked on Bears, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm over here just in my world, man.
No, right. Well, I think, and to the point about the Bears' run defense, Spetty, the Chargers were 6th ranked. They allowed 89 yards per carry. I read all the stats, and then the Lions put up 200 rushing yards on them.
Yeah, they're because I'm not worried about the fucking run defense. We talk about the Bears have the second best run defense in the NFL. Well, look at who they played.
Yeah.
Didn't the Chargers have 6?
Tell me what better offensive line or better duo of running backs they've seen than Detroit Lions. Nobody. Lions are going to go in there. They're going to do what they do. They're going to run the ball down their throats, and they're going to dominate. It's what it is. I'm not scared of the Bears' big bad rush defense. Bears fucking suck. Fuck the Bears.
Yep. FTB. You heard him.
And that's the thing, too. Last week, the Chargers had the 6th best rush defense in the NFL
89
at
yards
the time.
allowed per game.
Yes, and they went out there and ran for 200 yards. So, that isn't, any worries to me at all.
Exactly.
BMG, would you agree? We kind of talked about this, though, and I think the Lions have the best backfield in the NFL. I think that's a statement. So you talk about the offensive line the Bears have not faced yet, like this one. They haven't faced a backfield like this one, and that's fair.
100%. I literally said it before the show, word for word, what Spencer said. Everyone's hyping up the Bears' defensive line, but they haven't faced an offensive line as dominant as the Lions. And the way that Gibbs and Monty looked last week, splitting carries, I have high hopes that they're going to continue it going. Penei Sewell said it last week. He was a man amongst boys. he's going to do it again this week.
Did you guys know that stat? I forgot who specifically put it out. I'm going to get it really quickly because I was so shocked to hear this. Is the Penei Sewell, they measured the production that the Lions run game had on his side of the offensive line. And this is per SIS. In week 10, the Lions ran the ball 12 times to the right tackle or to the outside. They averaged 12.4 yards per carry. So behind Penei Sewell, you run it 9 times, it's a TD. Easy. Behind Penei Sewell, that's the math here.
The entire, the hype around Penei Sewell, 100% legit. It is real. What this year, the step he took was in pass protection. As a run blocker, it's always been there.
Right.
If you go put on the tape and you're watching all 22, this guy's an absolute steamroller, taking out 2 players at a time. Penei Sewell, as a run blocker, the best in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I 100% agree with him. But what's up?
And I just want to say, I just literally opened my phone up. I went to go post a post for on Woodward Sports, and the first thing that popped up was PFF went up, and then they had the rankings for the highest rankings for each offense and breakdowns of the offense. Detroit Lions, #1 offense in the NFL per PFF, but the #1 run block offense, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
So they are the best in the NFL at what they do. I don't care who I don't care anything about this Bears defensive line, linebacker, nothing like that. When you have the best run blocking offensive line in the NFL, and on top of that, you have the best running back duo in the NFL.
Yeah.
Who can stop that? I don't care if you're the #1 rush defense. That's why, too, even looking forward, if you have to play the Eagles or someone in the playoffs, that is such a big advantage to have that, especially up against a good defensive line. You have the best running back duo and the best offensive line when it comes to running. That is just unheard of, I feel like. I don't think you see that often in the NFL, to be completely honest.
Week 3 was the last time they gave up a 100-yard rusher. That was against the Chiefs, so they had 153 yards. That following week was against the Broncos at 97 rushing yards. After then, this is the teams they had the run defense against: the Washington Commanders, the Minnesota Vikings, the Raiders, Chargers, Saints, who had 87 yards, by the way, and then the Panthers. There's
context there.
Yeah, the context of those rushing attacks, none.
The Bears are playing the same teams that we are.
Yeah.
We talk about how weak the Lions' schedule is, how Austin Eckler's a great running back, but that run game fucking sucks for the Chargers.
Yep.
The Bears are playing the same teams we are. So they're seeing the same offenses, they're seeing the same running backs that we have. The Lions haven't let up a 100-yard rusher in 2 years, it feels like. So I'm not worried about the Bears' defense. Our good is better than their good. Our great is better than their great.
Absolutely.
We're going to go out there and we're going to dominate them at the point of attack. Montgomery's going to be over 100. Gibbs will be over 70, and we're going to rush for over 200 yards against the Bears. You can guarantee it.
Let's go, Spenny.
Yeah, let's go, Spenny. Our good is better than their good. All right.
Yeah.
Sit down, Bears.
Yeah,
FTB.
Vegas is tripping with the Lions of our running backs. I mean, I know we'll get to with Booner's bets, but wild odds. If you guys want to make some money today, it's coming.
Yeah, William Rhodes says with Gibbs finding his groove, absolutely the best duo in the NFL. Nick W. says Lions have the best running back duo because of the line. Give us a garbage line, and I bet we aren't as good.
It definitely plays.
No, they're still good running
Yes, I think they're still talented, though.
Yeah.
Those guys
absolutely.
are still, but absolutely.
Let's take the best group out of every single football team and see how good they are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on.
To that point, I guess the difference of talent. Last year, Jamal Williams broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record, but when you look at his yards, he wasn't really doing dick. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Dennis says, hi, guys. I'm a huge fan of your show. I'm so pumped. Been a huge 50-year fan of the Lions. My 2 buddies are huge Bear fans, so this game is always a traditional watch. Let's go. Shout out to you, Dennis. We appreciate you for joining the show.
Be nice to your friends today.
Shout
be nice to your Bear friends.
No, Dennis.
They're going to get demolished.
Yeah.
All right? They're be nice to them because they're going to be down in the dumps today. The Bears getting trashed.
Jamal.
Yeah,
Whoa. Eric Allen says, Monty feast today like it's Thanksgiving.
Don't pull out the 9, Jamal.
Big M says, yeah, agree, Spenny. Not worried about offensive line running the football. The other thing I want to bring up, too, is the secondary for the Bears. FTB, I kind of like some of the pieces they got. I mean, they got Jaquan.
They give up the 3rd most passing yards in the league. I am not worried about that secondary.
I'm not either.
You're treating them like the 49ers.
Whoa. All I'm saying, they got. Where I was going with this is they got nice pieces, but they haven't been able to put it together production-wise. You got Jaquan Brisker, Eddie Jackson, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson. They got all these. Okay, it's all cute and everything. It's cool, but they're one of the worst pass defenses in the league. So again, like Spenny was mentioning, our good on good. Our good's better. This pass game's been buzzing. And I think this is another big game. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown out there, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs now getting more involved.
Yeah.
Josh Reynolds. We'll see what happens with him. I think Jameson's an interesting part of this whole thing.
Yes,
but I think advantage clearly a Lions again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got Ben Johnson, who's able to utilize every single piece of this offense, down to your offensive lineman. Penei Sewell out there running routes. I am not concerned about any piece of the Chicago Bears secondary at all. There was a clip floating around on Twitter of them saying, like, yeah, I think our DBs can handle. Brother, you give up the third most passing yards in the league. Who have your DBs handled? They've been handled by every single buddy. On top of the fact, again, Ben Johnson's the one calling this the offense. You add DPJ, he's going to make an appearance today. I'm assuming so. I look at him as more of like the DJ Chark role that I wanted him back for a reason. I think we got that DPJ this year. I think Jamison Williams, you watch back like the press conferences, like the media like sessions this week, he seemed like extremely confident.
Let him come.
Last week he had the most snaps as far as like this season. He might cook up today. Keep an eye on him. And then obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown has only had 3 games under 100 yards. And that's including games he's played with blisters on his hands and feet and sick and all that good stuff. Like, no, they're going to destroy. They're going to shred the secondary.
Yeah, I think this could be. I know I sound like I sound crazy, but Jamison Williams, Booner.
No, Tremaine Edmonds today too, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't even banged up for them this week.
He was questionable. I don't know. I guess we'll see a report at like 11:30.
I think he missed 3 practices this week.
And TJ Edwards, who leads them in tackles. TJ Edwards has been really good for him. But I just think with the weapons they have, there's an opportunity here, Booner, for some guys to get loose. And I think Jamison is someone I immediately go to.
A little tease ahead to Booner bets. There will be something JMO in there, and I think you guys are going to love it. I just think with this offense, like, if there are Bear fans out there that actually think they can stop the offense, you have right now a quarterback, Jared Goff, who some people you could argue could be a top 5 quarterback, statistically is. You have the best running back duel in the NFL, the number 1 offensive line, a top 5 wide receiver, the number 2 tight end in the NFL. Like, and then you have great pieces outside of that, weapon-wise, like Josh Reynolds, who had, 9 straight games or 8 straight games with 60 yards or something like that. Like, these guys, like, this is a great offense. If the Bears think they're going to come in and just dominate, and like there's 0 chance. I think the Lions put up almost 40 points today, if I'm being completely honest. The offense does. I think they go out there, they come out to actually I'm giving my score prediction early. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that, but I think they come out really hot and they get up to like a 2 or 3 score lead instantly, because this Bears defense, the names are cute, but like they're not going to be able to do anything. Look what they've done versus bad teams.
Yeah.
They've lost all these games and given up 30 points versus bad offenses. This is the number 1 offense in the NFL. Like the most explosive offense at that. The Detroit Lions have the most 20-plus yard plays in the NFL over the Dolphins. They have the most 20-plus yard touchdowns in the NFL over the Dolphins. This is the most explosive offense in the NFL now. Point blank, like no one can argue it.
Yeah, the only way I see the foot coming off the gas is the fact that Detroit Lions are going to be playing like 3 games in 11 days.
Right.
And that's maybe they want to like relax and rest their guys for like Thanksgiving when they play against the Packers. Like that's the only way the foot's coming off the gas. It's like we want to relax a little bit because we got the holiday to play.
Yeah, Bird even says, and we took Kindle Vildor from them. They stand no chance. I remember that graphic.
Who the fuck is that guy?
You guys see that graphic before the season? It was 33rd team, and they put up, do the Bears have the best secondary? And they snuck Kindle Vildor in there. Like,
who the fuck is that guy?
And I remember we roasted it on the morning show. We're like, you can't just sneak Kindle Vildor in there. Well, now he's a Lion, so welcome to the team, Kindle Vildor.
Yeah, we had that guy on our show, the PFF guy who had the Bears ranked over because we wanted to like go in on him.
Yeah.
We were right.
Yeah,
I think we won that one.
I don't know
fairly.
what. And you talk about typically a defensive head coach or a defensive coordinator, second year in the system, guys get better. They're now they've been in this Eberflus system, and that secondary still stinks. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm with you there,
bro. Like look at it this way: for people that like want to fire AG, like the Bears, like Lions. I don't really think you look at that defense and pick out too many like top 10 players. I think maybe Kirby you can make a debate for, and then obviously there's a lot of like fanboys from Michigan that want to put Aiden Hutchinson there this year. Only 4 sacks in the season. I don't know about that. They have.
Thank you, Spenny.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. They got Jalen Johnson. Mm-hmm. They have Tremaine Edmonds, and now Montez Sweat. I'll exclude Montez Sweat for this argument because he's only been there like 2-3 games.
Yeah.
They have top 10 players on that team, on that defensive side. Have not looked anything remotely close to a top 10 defense. I think that tells you, like, even if they have talent, the coaching isn't there.
Mm-hmm. And that's a problem. You're a defensive-minded head coach. You can't get the defense right, you're fired. Get out of here. Yeah. That's how it works. But let's go to break here. When we come back, we'll talk more about the defense. Speaking of that, we'll talk about the matchup, who needs to show up on this defensive line, talk about some of the DBs for the Lions as well, who needs a bounce-back performance, all that and much more. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Long Drink and Bullseye Event Group. See you after the break.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Welcome back to the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. The Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears at Ford Field. We got the crew here with us, Easy, BMG, Booner, Spencer, Raxter, hanging out with us as well. We just kind of talked about more of the offense, some of the matchups that may or may not pose problems for the Lions offense. We covered that. Let's go to defense. And we kind of talked about it earlier with Aiden. And this is the question I have, and this is a problem we've seen with the Detroit Lions. And I'll admit it. They struggle containing mobile quarterbacks, and that's been a pretty common theme with this squad. Now, you look at the Ravens game. Lamar didn't really have to be mobile; he just completely torched your secondary. Yeah. But this game, I think, is different because clearly Fields is not Lamar. He relies more on his legs. The question I have is: can the Detroit Lions successfully contain Justin Fields in this run game?
The run game, yes. Justin Fields, I don't know. Like, he's just that type of player. I mean, as much as it's fuck the Bears, Justin Fields is not the MVP. After everybody who blew up anyone's mentions trying to make a debate for that, an argument for that, he still has he possesses the ability to run the football no matter what. Even in the game, we gave you the stats: 7 for 21, only 75 yards, blew the shit out of the Bears that game. He still had 100. He had how many yards did he have, Booner? You said it earlier. Justin Fields in that game last time he was in Ford Field.
Oh, like 147 or something like that?
Yeah, he
had over
still could run the ball.
yards in 2 games.
He is that caliber of athlete where that's just going to happen. It's right. The reality of the situation. You have to play man coverage and guard the rest of the guys on the field, but you have to keep an eye on Justin Fields. And I just don't know if he'll be able to do enough to where they can beat us. Because like you said, that offense on the other side is constantly putting the pressure on them. They're not stopping the Detroit Lions offense today.
I think the Justin Fields, the yards will come late in the game when he's already down, Booner. That's how I feel. Unless he has a home run like he had, bless you, against the Lions at home. Like he had the run where Jeff Okudah was chasing him and he scored. I think if he does that, all the rushing yards Fields has, personally, a majority of them will come when they're already down. I don't think he's going to be running them to get them a 3-point, 7-point lead. So I would say no. Fields and his ability to run the football, it's probably not. It's a threat, but I don't think it'll change the entirety of the game. Yeah, the Lions will lose.
And there is that side of it too. We've talked just because I think last year what he did to the Detroit Lions, we keep bringing that back. There is that side of it too, though, to where this year Fields hasn't been that. He's been running 40, 50 yards a game but he just hasn't broke over that 50-yard, 60-yard barrier at all this year. I think there's that side that we haven't thought about where it's like maybe he doesn't actually run today and he just sits back there and just tries to get the ball to his weapons.
I'm more worried about the 4 touchdown passes in back-to-back games.
That's what I'm starting to I do think since we haven't contained quarterbacks that there is a side to where maybe if they are smart, which the Bears have not been all year, if they were smart, they probably would say, hey, let Fields go off and just let him go. But I do think that they've just been so bad. The Bears' offense has been on and off. I think they're going to try and do what they've been doing to him and say, let's just get the ball to the weapons. We don't really need you on the ground. And maybe that's what happens today. And DJ Moore goes off, but I mean, I think like Hutch and the other side of the ball, like Kaminsky, like these guys have to be able to contain Fields. You cannot, like, do you guys remember last year, one of the games, like the first quarter, I think he had like 100 yards right away in the first quarter. Like, you cannot let him get off to that, because that just sets the tone for the whole game. And you're not behind, but it's like, all right, now we're in for a battle here. And now I think that was in Chicago that happened, and it was a close game. You had to, like, down the stretch, you had to lock in and win the game, and that's what you don't want to happen today with Fields.
Yeah, the interesting part, too, about this defensive line, and we talk about Aiden, we could talk about Aleem McNeil, some of the guys you like. One guy that I spoke highly about, two guys. Well, one, Josh Pascal, I've been waiting on, and hopefully he can start to kind of get in a groove. But the other guy that's interesting, and I think a big X factor, easy, and I'll throw this around for everybody as well, Julian Okwara. Like, this year, he's only played 66 defensive snaps for the Detroit Lions, and he has two sacks. So I think he had a big game last year, too, against the Bears on the road in Chicago. So this is a guy, I think, a little bit of an X factor for this defensive line. John Kaminsky, second in pressures. But I think if there is a guy besides Aiden and Aleem McNeil, it's got to be Julian Okwara with the sample size we have. 66 snaps and 2 sacks.
One thing you can say about Julian Okwara is he's a tremendous athlete. And again, when you have like a guy like Aiden Hutchinson applying the pressure, and then Justin Fields looking to extend the play that way, you have the athlete like Julian Okwara, who's able to chase him down. And I'll throw Romeo in there too. He's a little bit of an athlete. Obviously, I don't know if he's been the same since coming back from the injury, but again, they're going to get sacks today. I definitely see. I think opposite. I think we see Justin Fields run the football. I just pulled up numbers to be like exact on it. Last year in Chicago, 147 rushing yards he had against us, and then last year 132 in Ford Field. He does what he does, but I think this year, Patrick Mahomes had the most rushing yards against Detroit Lions as a quarterback. Was it 45? No one's really been using the mobile quarterbacks. They've never been like using it to damage us in like third down and longs. It's been more like to extend the play and find somebody open down the field. That's the thing that I think we have to worry about with Justin Fields today, because now he has a weapon like DJ Moore on top of it. That's all that I'm really nervous about. But we're going to get sacks today. The Lions are winning. Justin, start him in fantasy. Take whatever props. Obviously, we're going to have a betting segment coming up here soon. Like, flirt with some of those props, but the Detroit Lions are still winning the game. I don't think it's never going to be detrimental enough to where the game's at risk for it. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And I agree with you there. Definitely, I mean, you respect the threat Fields is, but Booner, if you talk about Aiden, we can put the pressure on him. He's the franchise. He's that foundational piece of this defensive line. He's got to get a sack. I agree with that. But for other guys as well that have an opportunity to shine today, I think Julian Okwara is the first one that comes to mind. But you can bring up a lot of different guys on this defense. It's really Aiden, Aleem, and there's kind of it's get to the quarterback by committee.
And it's been too. If you guys look at the sacks, I'm pretty sure outside of Aleem, take Aleem and Aiden Hutchinson away, combine all those other guys, I think the linebackers might have more sacks than all of those other guys as well. So there has to be some help on the other side. Like, these guys have to step up, and I think bringing Bruce in, I think that might help just maybe light a fire under some guys to say, like, let's get this thing going. Like, we need a spark from you guys, because Spenny, I say it all the time, the pressures. Hutch could get these pressures, but if there's no one else in the pocket to be able to, like, when he does put that pressure on, to, like, just contain and sit there and actually get the quarterback down, there's no other person that's ever by the quarterback when Aiden Hutchinson's putting the pressure on. It's literally just him and the quarterback, and usually he gets beat. And, yes, we want him to get sacks, but you also need these. And, Jeff, this is that point that we had a couple weeks ago on the pregame show with Neil, and there was that huge argument about it. Like, I agree with you, like, 100% now. It's like the other guys have to step up. Hutch can be the franchise. He can get the pressure. But these guys have, like, it's a fact, though. It is a fact.
Switching up now that Neil's not here.
No, I've made that very clear. I've made that clear. I've made that very clear. But the thing is, like, think about it. If Hutch is there and a guy on the other side just pushes the quarterback back to Hutch, that's a sack. You see what I'm saying? I mean, this is simple science here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Hutch gets the pressure, pushes the quarterback to the other side. Instead of him escaping on the other side, there's someone else there. Like in the NFL, hey, there's another NFL player there. Right now, there's no one there.
No. And one stat I do want to bring up.
He would have more sacks.
Yeah, he would. He would.
Calm down,
fact.
Yeah, relax. I'm just kidding. In the 6 games Fields has played this season, interesting stat. Well, okay. All right.
Don't make me turn over this motherfucker!
In the 6 games
Booner, put the
backpack down.
Chill.
Relax.
In the 6 games that Joseph Fields has played in, interesting enough, 24 sacks given up. The Bears' offensive line in the 6 games.
I have a fun stat. If you want to talk about Fields rushing, being mobile, he averages 96 yards rushing against the Detroit Lions in his career.
Oh.
That's insane.
Oh, that's actually, that is
That's insane.
Wow.
His first time out, only 9 yards against the Detroit Lions, but as we said, respectively, the next 2 times last year, 147 in Chicago and then 132 in Detroit. He's gonna run, but again, I don't think it's gonna be to a detriment where the game is at risk because of it.
No, look at the. I mean, Spenny, look at the games. You get 4 sacks given up against the Vikings, 3 against the Commanders, 4 against the Broncos, 3 against the Chiefs, 6 against the Bucks, and then 4 more against the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, they've been feast or famine. They've been feast or famine with the sacks for the Lions. Like you said, it's either 0 or like 6. So
this could be a game.
This could be a game. This could be a spot. And I agree with Booner. Like, you look, Alex Anzalone's got 3 sacks on the season. I know Derek Barnes has a couple sacks on the season. So if you're not getting with pressure with the front 4, they're sending blitzes and those seem to get home. Remember, Tracy had 2 when they had that 6-sack game against the Raiders, I think. And now, I like your Romeo Okwara point, or Julian Okwara point, excuse me. He needs to get more snaps. If he's that productive and only 60 snaps, you got to put him out there more because somebody needs to do something. And it's on Hutch, too. Like,
yeah,
I understand it's, you do need some help. Everybody needs some help, but you can't go almost 2 months now without a sack.
I agree.
Like, that can't happen. That cannot happen. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm with Spenny. It's like Neil says, both things can be true. 2 things can be true. It's Aiden Hutchinson. You got to step up. But the other part is who else is getting home? Somebody else has to get home. And the point I made about Fields just now, 24 sacks taken in 6 games. Like, this can be a game, especially for the Lions. They got to get back there in the sack column. The other point I want to bring up too is the secondary. You got Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, kind of coming off last week's performance. Keenan Allen just absolutely. What are you going to do?
Keenan Allen's a dog.
He's. I mean, you could argue if not one of the best route runners in the NFL. He just passed 10,000 yards. I mean, he's elite. But this wide receiver core has another dude that's been producing, especially with Justin Fields. That's DJ Moore, the big acquisition this offseason. I think it's a big test. Again, for the secondary, you're at home this time, but how do you think they shape up? You got Cole Kmet, their best red zone target, and then you got DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney. They got some guys over there that I like a lot.
He scares the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I know when initially made the trade, I kind of I just shut on the Chicago Bears any chance I get either way. I don't know that I'd give up a first-round pick for any wide receiver just to pay him $20 million, but he is really good. And then, as we said, the 2 games he had healthy before, exiting that broken thumb, Moore was going off. I mean, again, 60 receptions, 361 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Those are numbers guys have in the season. I mean, look at our number 3 guy in Josh Reynolds. He and Justin Fields had finally started to connect. If that's something they can't temper, that may be a problem. If Justin Fields running the ball as well as connecting with DJ Moore, we possibly could see another shootout. I don't want to overlook the Chicago Bears team just because they're the Bears, just because they have a lowly record.
Right.
This is a team that can hurt you. They have the ability to do that. It's just how consistent can we be on the other side of the ball to come out with a victory at the end of the day. But, DJ Moore scares the shit out of me a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll say we'll all agree FTB, F the Bears, but there is a certain respect level. Dan Campbell talked about it. You watch the tape, there's definitely there's respect to go around. You respect your opponent. I get all that. It's the NFL, any given week, all that bogus. I get it. But the other point of this is, Booner, especially for the secondary, this is a bounce-back game for them. Of course, it helps when your defensive line's getting home. You don't have to stay in coverage for 6-7 seconds. But Cam Sutton and Jerry Jacobs, whoever's guarding DJ Moore, assuming it's Cam Sutton, you expect a big game out of those guys today.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty confident. The way Cam Sutton has played, I'm confident that DJ Moore is kind of out of this game. Then you have to start looking at the Darnell Mooney, Jerry Jacobs matchup, Cole Kmet. The one that actually bothers me a little bit.
Shut him out.
You think DJ Moore's getting shut out today?
Not shut out, but he's not going for 60 or 80 yards. He's going to have maybe a 40 yards, 50 yards today.
To me,
go look at what he's done against some players.
Go
pull up the stats.
How I look at it, Booner, is if he gets 60, that's a good day. If he gets 70,
no. Actually, no, it's not.
If he gets a $130, now we're okay.
That's not a good day.
That's the type of game he can't have.
60 is not a good game for him because he is their offense.
I'll take 60.
What numbers do you want me to pull up for DJ Moore?
I'm going to pull it up now. I got you.
Because if you want to talk about
last week, 58 yards. Week before, 44 yards. 55, 54, 51, 41, 25.
Who's his quarterback?
He's real electric.
Who's his quarterback?
I'm just letting you know.
No, we have to be realistic. Look at
Justin Fields and Badgett.
Okay, Justin Fields as his quarterback.
Look at those numbers.
Coming off with 361 yards and 4 tutties.
All right, you're
Tyler
Time out.
From a Division 2.
30.
That's a night and day. What are we talking about?
Time out. 30-second. You're the one who. Did we all not in this room say that when Justin Fields did get those 4 touchdown games, he had -2 air yards and he had no air yard?
No, that's not the case.
That was the preseason game.
Yeah, that's preseason game. The actual season, you weren't there. Me, Jeff, Gentry, Lucas, we sat there. We watched Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders. They were going stupid. There was no negative air yards in that one.
Thanks for the invite.
You did get invited. It was in group text.
Yeah, he did. See, he tried to.
Yeah, don't
Get back to the point, Booner. He's talking to you about.
I'm just saying, like DJ Moore, 50 yards. They're not like that's not like.
But you're getting numbers from a backup quarterback, though.
Yeah, dude, come on. You watch the Bears with Fields. And I know we could talk all day about, but come on.
DJ Moore's had 3 good games all year.
Justin Fields played 4 games.
I'm just saying he's had 3 good games all year.
Okay.
I guess. I mean,
am I wrong?
With Fields,
and you guys don't think a guy
matters.
like Cam Sutton can't shut him down a little bit to get another 40 yards? Maybe?
It's hard to shut anybody just out. Like it's hard.
I'm telling you, he's going to have about 40 yards.
There's like Sauce Gardner in this league that can shut dudes down, but even he can't do it.
Okay,
like,
so I want my credit at the end of the game when he has 50 yards.
All right,
I want my credit.
No, Booner, I'm with you. I think 50, 60 yards.
That's it.
That's good.
And you dominate. That's not.
You
good
said at the start of your point, if you get 6, you can't let him get 67. No, he's getting 60, 70. You don't want him to get 100, 110.
No. Watch it back. I said he's going to get 50 or 60, and that's not going to affect the game at all.
You said 40, 50. You switched it up now.
Well, when I read the stats, he's gotten about 50, 60, and it doesn't affect the game whatsoever. So why would I, who cares? Let Cam Sutton, 50, 60 yards, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, we agree. That
doesn't affect the game.
If he ends the game with 60 yards, we agree.
He's not going off for 100 today, though.
There is this benefit, and I'll go back and look at the numbers at some point during the break or whatever, or if you guys want to look up while I'm talking. But AG during today's or this week's media sessions, I mentioned I'm very familiar with DJ Moore because he coached in New Orleans as a secondary coach back when DJ Moore was with the Carolina Panthers. So I guess the numbers I want to look at then, although obviously different rosters, you're looking at different personnel. How did AG as a secondary coach contain DJ Moore in those games? I guess that's why I'm more curious about going back to his days in Carolina. It's an NFC South matchup. He's very familiar with DJ Moore, but he's very dangerous. I'm not sleeping on him. And as much as I love Cam's not a guy who's going to shadow someone all over the field. It's kind of, he just plays where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, we're done there, bro.
You know what I mean?
All right. So we agree. We do this all the time. What do you think about the DJ Moore stuff, Spenny?
I think DJ Moore's a dog.
He is a dog.
I like DJ Moore when he was in Carolina, and I think he can go out there and he can make plays. So they're going to have to shut him down. If you hold him to 60, 70 yards, that's a win because they're going to be throwing the ball a lot because they're going to be down. Like I said, they're going to get down early, they're going to get down fast, and they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And DJ Moore has been catching passes from Tyler Beignet, or however the fuck you say his name. So,
sounds like a Chris
Tyler Bidet. Now Justin Fields is back. Him and DJ Moore have a connection, man. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully they can hold them to under 100.
Timothy says it's actually not hard they did it against the Bucs with Evans and Godwin. Now we can agree that's a tougher matchup, Evans and Godwin. But yeah, DJ Moore, we agree, Booner. We do this a lot. We argue and we agree. You
just don't listen to my points.
No, I think you just misspoke at the beginning, and that's 100%. Why I mean easy.
I did not. Go watch it back.
Okay, we will. I guess after the show, whatever. But we agree.
All right.
What's up, Easy?
I'm just going back to 2020, the year before AG was hired as a defensive coordinator, and he was a secondary coach in New Orleans. And this is just 2020. 93 yards for DJ Moore against the Saints, and then 101 yards against the Saints. As much as AG said familiar,
he's just a dude.
He's just one of those guys. I mean, Mike, we watched that Thursday night game together. What do you think?
He was a dude, Mike.
DJ Moore is a weapon, and that's not a guy that you should be taking lightly whatsoever. And he was brought there to be their number one guy, on offense, maybe outside of Justin Fields with his feet. So that guy's definitely going to get his. It's just how much you can limit him getting his.
Yes.
He's a guy. He's going to get his yards for sure.
I'll tell you what. Let's go to break. We come back. We'll get into Booner's bets. I'm curious. Booner, you're
take
undefeated.
the under on DJ Moore.
Don't parlay him.
Yeah,
take him in division.
Don't parlay him. Booner, you got a legacy player of the week?
I do.
You're
6-0.
You're 6-0 on the season. Can you be 7-0?
I will go 7-0.
All right, we'll find that out.
DJ Moore under.
Matt says, Jeff, if DJ Moore only gets 60 yards, that's a good game. I'll take it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're all
Absolutely.
with you.
Thank you for agreeing with my point.
No,
that's not what you said.
It's our point.
You said 40 to 50 yards.
Okay, we're getting into little schematics now.
All right, regardless.
Semantics.
Wait, what did you say?
We're getting a little bit of anti-Semitism.
All right, let's go to break. Let's get that out here. All right, you're tuning in to the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by friends around Long Drink and Bullseye Event Group. See you after the break.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
We're back. Man, if you guys could listen in during the breaks, man, you guys would love it. All right, we're back. Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Continuing our Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears discussion. We kind of just got through talking about more of the matchups offensively and defensively. Now let's get into Booner's bets. Booner,
Yeah, baby.
let the people know who's your legacy player and what kind of plays you got for today.
All right, legacy. I'm going to save the legacy play for the end.
Okay.
I've got a couple other plays I want to give out. I've got the Booner's lay of the day, and these are all Lions plays. I didn't bring any NFL ones today. I'm just locked in on Lions. If you guys, last week, the single plays I gave out, I think I went 6-0 on the single Lion plays, like just straight up bets, not parlayed, nothing like that. I'm pretty sure I went 6 or 7-0. Legacy play, though, boys. I have gone 6 straight weeks picking one player, a legacy player of the week, and I've gone 6-0, 6 straight. First, we're going to start off with that. We're going to save the legacy play. Sam Laporta today. I don't know what it is. I think it's that you know, we talked about the rush defense for the Bears. I think Sam Laporta gets in the end zone today. He hasn't in a little while. It's about time for him to do that. I think tight ends play well versus the Bears. I could be wrong with that. I actually don't have stats to back that up. Not going to lie, but I just have a feeling. I
like the confidence, though.
Thank you. Plus 155. Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to throw this in there. All-purpose yards, over 71.5. He has had over his all-purpose yards. He's had over 100 for 3 straight weeks. I don't see how that goes under. I feel like that line is very low and very disrespectful. 71.5.
Yeah, that is low.
I think both the lines on the running backs are wild. Like, I think Monty was 51, and I want to say Gibbs was 44.5 or something weird.
Gentry's getting into
he's
getting into my legacy play.
Tight ends average 50 yards a game against the Bears this season.
All right, and a touchdown?
No. Only 1, 2, 3, 5 touchdowns on the Bears for tight ends, which I feel like that's straight, though.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right, Sam Laporta scored a touchdown today.
And 9 games?
Lock it in. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 71.5 all-purpose yards. This one here, JMO. I've got 3 JMO bets for you, actually. We're having a JMO day. He's not the legacy player, but his line is set at 19.5. He will get 19. He will get 20 yards, fellas. That's going to happen. No, whatever. It's going to happen. This is the one here. Easy. I told you I have a JMO play for you. What's so funny?
Huh.
All right. I told you guys I had a JMO play for you. Tell me about this real quick. Are you ready?
Yep.
JMO, 50 yards, plus 430.
That's crazy.
Plus 430.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to recover.
You all right?
The camera on easy, bro.
I don't even know how I'm at. That means you, but you're a wild boy. I love you.
Thanks, bro. Love you too. Bro, did you hear the bet? Did you hear the bet?
No, say it again.
JMO 50 yards, plus 430.
I love that.
I'm taking that today. JMO plus 550 yards, plus 430.
Now you got him like
I know, I'm sorry.
And then I also, too, JMO touchdown today. Gentry talked about it before the show, plus 440. I do think he gets in the end zone today. And then Lions team total. I'm going to keep riding the Lions team total, 28.5.
Oh, yeah.
That is a lock. Last week it was like 26.5. That was a lock. 28.5 this week, even a better lock. Booner's lay of the day, plus 545, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
You guys are going to love this.
That's without the boost, too.
This is without the boost. I think you guys are going to love this.
Without the boost?
Jahmyr Gibbs,
Okay.
40 yards rushing.
Okay.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 70 receiving yards.
Okay.
Sam Laporta, 40 receiving yards.
All right.
And Justin Fields, 40 rushing yards. Plus 545. That is a lock. Don't see what leg doesn't hit. Maybe you could say Laporta is going to be close, but even in his bad games, he gets 40 yards.
I want Mike's opinion on this one because he's a low-key good gambler. You don't hear it too often, but
Wait, what do you want my opinion on what?
on his lay of the day.
Booner's lay.
Booner's lay of the
What,
day.
The whole parlay was.
Parlay. Gibbs, 40 rushing yards. St. Brown, 70 receiving yards. Laporta, 40. And Fields, 40 rushing.
For tight ends, I like it. That's a really good play, and I'm pretty sure that's all hit on
Thank
consecutive weeks outside of Justin Fields' rushing yards. But tight ends, I typically bet receptions over yards because I feel like they can get a stretch of catches and not so many yards. But I do like that. Sam Laporta has been feasting, and obviously Gibbs has been doing pretty well as well. So
I love it.
St. Brown hasn't. He's had less than 60 yards one time.
Yeah.
Less than 70 one time all year.
I could see Amon-Ra getting like a 6 for 80 something type of game. Like unless he goes for another 100 plus, it'd be
He's going
incredible.
to,
He could very well
Only
do
3
it.
games and 100 yards this year.
I think
That's
what I'm going to
crazy.
do,
That's
I'm going to
crazy.
put a small parlay in that's going to be like St. Brown 100, 7 catches and a touchdown, and just parlay it because that's what's been happening every week. I think I'm just going to do that. It might be like plus 500, I'm sure. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll get back to you guys. But Booner's legacy play of the week. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
6-0.
Oh, no.
6 straight weeks
Okay.
have not lost. We're going again. 7-0.
lost.
We're going with the man versus former team, David Montgomery.
Let's
over
go.
51.5 yards. Get David Montgomery touchdown. Everything on David Montgomery today, boys. Going 7-0. Lock it in.
I like it. And
Let's go, boys.
that line is way too low.
Too low.
I got him at 48.5.
You got him at 48 and a half.
Yeah.
Move to
Like you got the
51.
bet in at 48 and a half.
Did you lay
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
early in the
yeah.
week?
Yeah.
Oh
On
my
Friday.
god!
Shout out, Spenny.
By the way, Spenny, can you? I like your parlay, man.
The only his season low is 14. That's when he got hurt against Tampa. Every other game he's gone off.
54 yards is disrespectful. That's
Spen-
a line.
dude,
That's
Spenny's got a little
disrespectful.
parlay. And what does he got? First half touchdown score.
Yeah, it's
I actually like it.
let me find it real quick.
And it's
67 is a season low outside of the 14 when he got hurt in Tampa.
Yeah.
That's against Seattle, which again, if you remember, he got hurt in that game too. Like David Montgomery's going to eat, and it's a revenge game. I have no clue what Vegas is thinking. It's time for us to eat.
Yeah, my parlay that I threw in on Friday was David Montgomery first half touchdown score, David Montgomery over 48.5 rushing yards, Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Amon-Ra St. Brown 70 plus alternate yards, Gibbs over 42.5 rushing yards, and over 8.5 first quarter total. And that I boosted that to plus 36.84.
dude, that's crazy.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, I like all of them.
I'm pretty sure it's in the chat, Booner.
And I think the Lions, they score 10 in the first quarter. I mean, maybe they start off a little
That's a
slow.
touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
can
both
do that.
It's not just Lions. It's both teams.
Oh, total points.
Total points.
Oh, dude, yeah,
That's my like little salt bay on top of all the parlays I do is the first quarter total because it's always like 7.5, 8.5, and it hits almost every week.
Also, happy birthday, El Gato, in the Woodward Sports Chat too.
Shout out El
absolutely.
Gato.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy
All right.
birthday.
Booner, Dave Montgomery, your
believe
legacy's on the line. Your undefeated record is on the line today, and I actually love the pick.
I think
do.
it's in good hands.
I do.
We need 52 yards. We need a touchdown.
It's the same thing like when Jahmyr talked about it. When Jahmyr got in the red zone, and he was good. He was going to come out for David, and David looked at him and was like, "Hey, you go." Or Jahmyr's like, "Come out there and get a touchdown." Or David said that. That's going to be the same thing, but opposite. I think they're going to be like, "Hey, David, it's the Bears. Go score."
I hope so.
That's why I'm gonna. You have a David Montgomery anytime touchdown score, right?
Yeah,
As
so
well?
these are the legacy play. If you guys don't know, it is not a parlay. They're separate plays. Like last week, who did we have last week? St. Brown.
Yeah,
So we took his yards
Yep.
separate, we took his catches separate, and we took his touchdowns separate. This week we're going David Montgomery, anytime touchdown separate, David Montgomery rushing yards separate. There's really nothing else. We could do rushing attempts, but that's like not any skill.
No.
That's just like play calling. So I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do receiving yards for him either because he doesn't really catch the ball in the
It's only
backfield.
7.5 though.
Yeah, what's
It is, but he's had games where he had 7. Last week he had 0. So there are games to where
fair.
that can slip up, and I just don't want to legacy play. I'm not putting the legacy play.
No, yeah, I wouldn't
in the
legacy
hands
play
of
that one.
Mike, you got anything you like for today's game?
I do like both the running backs, rushing yards, and then I have been talking about it all day, but Jameson Williams is getting in the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
And I've only called for a Jameson Williams one other time for him to get in the end zone, and that day it hit. So
I called for it last week. Unfortunately, it was taken.
He scored a touchdown.
He scored. All right, it was taken back.
Jameson Williams getting in the end zone.
Don't tell Sam that.
He scored a touchdown.
Don't tell Sam he scored a touchdown.
We had a benefit, speaking of Detroit legend, Herman Moore earlier this
Just
week,
follow me on Twitter.
former wide
Shout
receiver.
out.
Yeah, shout out to Herman Moore. He's a man. Actually, going to be back on the show tomorrow, too, 5 to 7 heavyweight. Check it out. But he had mentioned, like, he's just proud of the maturity that J-Mo's shown, like, going throughout this entire process, both, like, last year, starting out, like, late, and then this year with the gambling, and then, like, everything else. Last year, most snaps J-Mo had in the field. On top of just, like, even, like, listening to him in, like, his pressers, he's just so much more confident.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming. Today is going to be the day it's coming, especially with him having, like, a big focus on
I'm
Amon
gonna
St.
come.
Brown, too. Yep.
Whoa. What are you doing?
Raise my hand.
Yeah, Booner, what are you?
check
Do you guys have
put on
Herman Moore
yours
on
today,
tomorrow?
What?
Do you guys have Herman Moore on tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you guys show him my Kool-Aid videos?
No.
No.
All right. I thought you guys would be good friends.
Hey, I actually
No
appreciate.
show.
And
I would like some, I don't know if Lions players have seen it. I'd like some people to start seeing it.
Dude, I would say a
drink-
lot of people see it.
I'm drinking a lot of Kool-Aid, man.
We get average like 50,000 views.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people are
Over
seeing it.
millions of views so far this year.
So why are you worried about people seeing it?
I was just like, I just want to know if like Lions.
selfish.
No, I'm not. I just want like Lions
For real,
players. I think
bro.
that would be sweet.
Hey, another line I do like
Play
for
him on your
today
own show.
is Jahmyr Gibbs receiving yards. It opened up at 24 and a half. I want to say it's up at 27 and a half.
It keeps going up, Mike.
Yeah, and fuck you, Spencer. I don't even know what you're saying. I hear you mumbling.
No,
But,
he's going at Booner.
his receptions were like, I want to say it was like 4 of them were like minus 200. So I'm looking at as he catches 4 passes, he's getting 25 yards. I know the line still went up. It's at 27 and a half, but he's hit that all of the 3 last games. So I do like that line a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, Jahmyr, the total yards, 71.5. He can get that rushing.
That's the thing. He's got the
Like
explosive
that.
ability. Like one touch, he's getting 20 right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Freddie says, Jeff, give Booner some love. Dude is going to catch diabetes, keeping us hyped up every Sunday.
When you get
The least y'all
diabetes, I'll
can
show
do.
Herman more the video. I promise you.
I have
Okay, well,
diabetes.
that's okay. So that's
all right.
right.
I'm just
When
kidding.
you
I
get
actually,
diabetes.
I don't want to lie.
When you
I
get super diabetes.
don't have diabetes.
Get super diabetes.
Curtis says,
We'll show
this is the
him.
best cast lineup at Woodward Sports. You'd have another show during the week like
Let's
this.
go.
Yeah,
Honestly,
let's go.
this is the
Is it
crew.
vibe?
This is the
Yeah,
vibe.
this is
vibe.
this,
No
this-
disrespect to counterparts from our other shows.
Eat shit, Chris.
Except you, Chris.
These are boys.
Oh, that's funny. Doug says, thought Booner would ask if y'all show him his OnlyFans page. I don't know, Booner. I don't know if you're.
That'd be
Are you guys trying to compare this show to the
I'll be
49ers?
live on there. Hey, would you guys mind plugging my OnlyFans?
If I could get Herman Moore on there, it'd be really cool.
it's
Want more lines?
Twerking his back, looking at the camera, dumping Kool-Aid.
Booner, what do you think about this? Elgato says.
Sticky.
Okay, all right. Hey, throw the flag. Throw the flag. Throw the flag. That's messed up.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's messed up. That is messed up. Hey, Booner. Elgato says Detroit defense TD plus 500. Defensive touchdown plus 500.
Plus, I don't know.
What's
Plus
5
500.
sacks? Do you know?
Like, all right,
Do you know what 5
They
sacks?
don't listen. I'm going to tell you guys this. I've hit plus 5 plus sacks
You
2
dirty
times this week or this year for plus 1,800. They have taken it down. I think that I think a lot of people. Do you know what happened actually? Is the last time I gave it out on the show when Neil was on. I think so many people took it that the FanDuel was like, well, we're not putting that back up. We don't know what happened, but everyone in Detroit took plus 5 sacks at plus 1,800, and everyone came out on top. I think they took 5+ sacks down. I don't think they'll ever put it up again for the Lions.
Yet, look at this comment. I want to show this comment. Ben says, "LOL, these guys are clowns. Ravens
Yeah,
really
I'm
ran
so
it down our
confused.
Eat
throat."
shit, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, if you're gonna call us clowns, at least put like an argument in the
Yeah, I
chat.
don't understand.
Like, what's
We're
the
not even
point?
talking about the Ravens.
I'm
And,
confused.
and Lamar diced us apart. They didn't run the ball down our throat.
No, it was a Gus. Gus had an
Gus.
80-yard TD catch,
Yeah.
TD reception, dude. Like, whatever. All right, let's go to break here. When we come back, we'll get into maybe the David Montgomery stuff because I do want to speak on more on that.
Sticky now.
I don't know what's
Throw the
happening.
flag.
I'm not going to lie. I have no clue.
Throw the flag, dude. Oh, God. All right. Let's go to break. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Oh, yeah.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
What up, though, people? Listen, man, shout out to Lucas. I know he couldn't be here this week, but my goodness, man, we're graced with the presence of the one, the only, and he's dressed as a flannel. Sam, let's go. How you feeling about this Chicago Bears Detroit Lions game today?
You know, honestly, I have never been more confident that the Lions are going to win a game than I feel about this one. They have a chance to go 8-2. The Lions have a chance to grab a hold of the 1 seed, and the Bears are just not good. All the smack they were talking this offseason, and now they're sitting at 3-7 and about to go 3-8, and that gives me a lot of joy, I shall say.
I like this. You know what? I'm not even gonna wait to get your final score prediction until the end of this. Just what is the final score prediction right now? Is this gonna be a dominating victory? Because the last few weeks we have predicted dominating victories, but they've been closer than we expected. Though I felt like the Lions, it was never in a position where the win was in doubt.
Sure. All right, so the difference between this game and last week is last week was a road game and the Chargers are actually pretty good. No, this game I predict Lions 35, Bears 17. It's not like I know you guys are probably thinking like 35-0, but no, the Bears might be able to score a little bit, but I don't think they're going to stop. I don't think they're going to stop the Lions at all. The Bears. I think Jared Goff will be able to get whatever he wants. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, those two are going to be standouts, and I also think Justin Fields is going to put the ball on the ground once and maybe throw a pick. That's what he does.
Oh, man. I am really hoping to see this Detroit Lions defense really turn the tide as it relates to forcing turnovers.
Yes.
We know Kirby Joseph got one last week. I'm hoping to see, honestly, 2 this week. Like you said, whether it's an interception, fumble, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, I want to see this defense go out there, play as nasty as we know their potential would suggest, and go out there and absolutely not just control, but take away the game from the Chicago Bears. Some people think that Justin Fields can get it loose against this Detroit Lions defense. Do you believe he'll find any success?
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he gets loose for a run and maybe makes a couple of plays because that's what Justin Fields does. But what you can also count on from Justin Fields is he's going to hold on to the ball too long. He's going to take a couple of unnecessary sacks. And the thing about Justin Fields that you can always count on, it's like clockwork. He will always turn the football over at the worst times. He's already thrown a couple pick sixes this year. He's had a fumble return for a touchdown. And I honestly am expecting the Lions to get one today. One of my bold predictions is Aiden Hutchinson strip sacks Justin Fields, and it gets returned for a touchdown.
So listen, man, we're going to sign out and send it back to you guys in the studio. Any last words?
Don't play with your food, Lions. Just to kind of like speak up on what you're saying. Just get on up on the Bears and don't let up. Don't give them a chance.
I like it. Listen, you guys, Sam, this was awesome. As always, back to you guys in the studio.
Bro is live from a microwave.
Oh, welcome back. Thank you, Kool-Aid. Thank you, Sam Flannel.
Talking through a can.
Over there. Over there in Bullseye Event Group holding it down for us.
Live from a microwave.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Paul Thomas says Kool-Aid is good. Good energy, good out of here.
Kool-Aid's a good man.
He
He
is.
man.
He's the
Kool-Aid.
GOAT.
One of the best humans ever met.
Shout out.
Yep, no question.
Shout out Kool-Aid.
Shout out Kool-Aid. All right, let's get into Dave Montgomery because Sam kind of talked about it too, about the problems that the Bears will have to face with the Lions. Guys, I agree with Booner. I think this is a Dave Montgomery revenge game. I think this is a big game. And I think there's an opportunity here for David to not only have one of his better games, but have a game against the Chicago Bears. We look at some of Dave Montgomery's performances. He knows the Bears, and not just the Bears, but a lot of teams in the NFC North very, very well. And he seems like he always performs well. Best game of the season against the Green Bay Packers. 32 carries, over 150 yards, had 3 TDs.
And remember, this was the game that he said before the season that he's ready for.
Oh,
when they
is true.
did that little, social media thing where hold the games you want to play the most. He picked up the Bears one.
Yeah,
he said it's going to be a movie. This guy's going to go off.
I didn't even think about that too. He did pick up the Bears. Like this is in Dave Montgomery when they picked the little the little popsicle sticks, whatever with the Bears. He picked the Bears.
Hey, last week, goal line carry.
Yep.
David stepped out. Go get in there. Go get yours.
Yeah, and
Part of it unselfishness. Part of it, he knew revenge week is this week.
so he knows Jameer's going to
Jameer's in
return
that
the
situation,
favor.
he said, "Look, Ja, I gave you that tutty last week. We just missed the short yard situations. Let me
And you guys
Let
know.
me kill these motherfuckers."
And you guys know how this works in sports. Like as a team, they know this is David's revenge game. They know how much this means to him. And again, you got Khalil Herbert on the other side. You got Rashad Johnson. Donta Foreman.
Johnson.
You got Booner's guy, Donta Foreman. This is kind of what we're working with here. I think this is, again, a big game for David behind this offensive line. I think he can go for 2 TDs, man. Screw a TD. He could get a couple.
Can I give a play out?
You got another one?
David Montgomery. This
Another
is just a
one.
sprinkle. I think you guys might like this.
Sprinkle me.
David Montgomery, 100-plus rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 910.
Hold on, one more time.
David Montgomery, 100 yards, rushing yards,
Okay.
and 2 touchdowns, plus 910.
Wait, one more time.
David Montgomery, plus 2 touchdowns.
I didn't hear you.
And
Can you
100-plus yards.
Can you say it one more time?
Plus 910.
2 more times.
Yeah, that
$10 to win 90, 100 to win 900. I mean, I like
You put 100 on it?
No, I'm not putting.
Why do you say
That's a big sprinkle.
No.
It's a sprinkle. Though. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I'm not betting any other NFL games.
Because here's the thing too is like a lot of this is missed because you don't hear from him too much. He's kind of like he's not like the media whore that like some running backs and offensive players are. I'm talking about Dave Montgomery.
Yeah.
But he's like a Dan Campbell guy. Like that's why they pursued him. That's why they wanted him. That's why he wanted to come and be part of Detroit because he knew what this team and Dan Campbell were all about. And it's about hard work. Even when you go back to the Chicago Bears, speaking on Dave Montgomery and his time there, like it was the same kind of sentiment. So like couple that alongside this offensive line, they had the respect and love for him to make this a revenge game, to make sure that he's putting up those type of numbers against this team because they kind of hold him in Chicago.
Yeah, and Eric Allen says this game could have close to 60 points scored today. Wow.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean that's a big number. Don't get me wrong, probably a little bit less than that, but like.
Well, what they score? I think they scored. What they beat the Bears last year at Ford Field? What was that score? That was close to 60. I feel
it
like.
was it was rough.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Lions put it on.
Yeah,
I know that for damn sure.
Yeah, they did, no doubt about it. David Baxter says Lions 8-2, penned in. We don't need erasers. Oh my gosh, that's a bar too.
That is a bar.
Eric Allen says 42-17 is 59 points. I'm hoping for it. There you go.
69.
Lunchbox says Rodrigo touchdown and a sack. Yeah, this is the thing. Lucas has been kind of started. He's going to put some money on it anytime Rodrigo touchdown.
Yeah, Rodrigo touchdown.
You guys,
it's not on the books. I looked for it. I think it will happen.
That would
not
be
on
electric.
the books.
It's going to happen while it's not in the books. It's going to be the most annoying thing in the world.
Oh, 100%.
But once it does creep up there, every week.
You're on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Like it should be David. Let's be honest. But let's say Rodrigo gets a carry. That's a score.
I think he has to creep into like the offensive game plan like a little bit more, get a little more adjusted to like what that is because like he didn't start playing fullback to like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But yeah, Rodrigo's he's a speedy guy. He's former safety, former quarterback. Like he's I could definitely see it.
Spider 3 wide banana.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Spidey
bro.
three
We
wide
see
banana.
Penei Sewell eating on this offense. Bro, Brock Wright had a touchdown last week. Like Ben Johnson is him. And think about all because I know specifically last year, Compenda had 2 walk-ins. They just stonehand and just completely dropped. Another linebacker converted to fullback too, by the way. Malcolm's catching those bad boys. It's going in for 6.
I just asked for like a wildcat formation, snap the ball right to Rodriguez.
Malcolm might play quarterback. He's a former quarterback too.
He can do it all.
I'm telling
What
you.
can't Malcolm do?
And I guess they said it this week. I think it was Ben Johnson. Is like every week there's a couple of the college players that former linebacker. He's in the front office now. Legend.
Spielman?
Yes, Spielman gives to him like every week. And like I'm just saying.
He's like, hey,
Yeah,
Rodrigo.
That's where they got that direct snap to Montgomery. Remember against the Panthers? That was from like a William Mary play. Like he just takes like random college plays that he likes and gets it to Ben, and Ben cooks with it. If he likes it, if he don't, he don't. It's just
And then Kyle Shanahan watches the film and then,
copies Ben.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. Matt says, I bet Campbell gets bricked up when they call plays for Brock Wright. Yeah, Brock Wright's kind of making a statement over the last couple of weeks. Look at last week, he had a touchdown pass.
Yeah. He's rocking Dan Campbell's number, 89.
Yeah, he is. I didn't even think about that.
Which last night I got a Dan Campbell autograph.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, too. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, if I was like, I don't even know how old I was, 13 or something like that. And my uncle took me to like a during the preseason, and we got to go around Ford Field, right? When it was brand new, and then got the autographs from all the Detroit Lions, and I peeped it, and I was like, oh, it's Jason Hansen. And I was like, wait a minute, saw 89.
Dan Campbell.
It looked like a DC, and I was like, hold on, let me Google this autograph real quick. I was like, that's him. That's Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
I'm keeping that ball, by the way.
Yeah,
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
That's
pretty
great.
sick.
Dan Campbell, he saw it. He's like, easy, you're going to be someone one day.
Rookie DeAndre Levy on that bad boy too. I'll take it.
Well, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. Kyle Miller says MCDC did come from New Orleans. Does Malcolm become our Taysom Hill? Oh my God! I don't know. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm not discounting anything.
What a weird noise that was.
Yeah.
That went on for 30
Grudge?
seconds.
All right, let's
Dude, you pull a Mitch McCollum. Don't tell me anything right now.
Did pull a Mitch McConnell.
What's that?
Nothing.
It's okay. Yeah. Let's.
You ever heard of donkey punches?
All right. Let's go to break here. Let's get the hell out of here. What?
We can't.
We can't.
You know the assignment, Jeff.
What?
Dance.
Dance. Well, Mike did step away to get us some stuff here, but we just can't talk, right?
I guess what we were say, Booner.
I can go over there, and I just don't know the
Well, I was
numbers.
thinking, how about
we're good.
we go to break, we come back, we'll talk about who needs to step up offensively, defensively. We'll play another clip from Bullseye Event Group. You're just getting Booner's
That ass.
yeah, dead ass. All right, we'll see you guys after the break.
Woodward Sports
Hello?
Tom Massaway and Sam Stickbay will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Join along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
What up, though, people? It's your boy Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, and you guys already know it's Lions game day, so we're back at Eastern Market for Bullseye, the VIP Lions tailgate. Hey, man, shout out to Long Drink as well, but you guys already know I'm rocking out with the official DJ of this event, DJ Don Mecca. I'm going to call him Detroit's DJ.
How's that sound?
Hey, that sounds good. Thanks for having me. Detroit, Kool-Aid, Woodward Sports, always a pleasure. It's game day. So we're in the box. We're ready to get it in, and we're going to talk some talk. Once again, always a pleasure having me, man. Thank you.
Hey, listen, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show as well. You always bring some insightful stuff, and he always gets it jumping down here at Eastern Market for all the Lions fans. But we got to talk about this game, the Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears, today at 1 p.m. And I got to ask you really quickly, man, what are your keys to this game? We know that Justin Fields is his first game back, but we also know that this Lions defense and this Lions offense is ready to roar. I'm going to ask you first about the offense, man. What are you expecting out of this offense today?
Well, the offense is a machine at this point. I mean, we rack up points, and I think today, I think Montgomery's going to be hungry as always to show their old team what it's going to be like. So I think give him a hefty amount of the ball, but I pretty much think they can have their way in all aspects of the game, passing, receiving, the run game. Whether you give it to Gibbs, whether you give it to Montgomery, they're going to do their thing today on offense. I wouldn't call Chicago's defense porous, but we've definitely faced some tougher adversaries this year. So I think our offense is going to do well, as always, with this team.
Yep, definitely. Listen, Jared Goff has just been this steady hand all season as a quarterback. Nobody's going to be perfect, but if there's a quarterback that, I can think of in this Detroit Lions history, I think Jared Goff has acquitted himself quite well this season. But this offensive line, that's one that I can call dang near perfect, man. They've been one of the best in the NFL, if not the best in the NFL this season. And I do believe that gives good to great running backs like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs that much more of an edge to be able to have success against the Chicago Bears and kind of keep them off balance. And where it really helps is when you need to make sure you are controlling the time of possession. But give me your final score prediction before I let you go and get things jumping here at the VIP Lions tailgate.
I'm going to say 28-10 Lions.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I was sitting here like 28-10. That's a blowout.
Yeah.
Every week I've been searching for the dominating final score predictions, and honestly, the Lions have kind of they haven't necessarily held serve in dominating in terms of the spread of the score, but they have dominated in these games. They have controlled the time of possession. They have gone out there and controlled the lines of scrimmage. But today is a game where I hope they actually go out there and it is one of those 28-10, maybe 35-17 type games.
Yes.
So any last words before I let you go, brother?
Hey, again, Detroit Kool-Aid, Woodward Sports. DJ Don Mecca, check us out each and every pregame. 3 hours to kick off right here at Shed 5 at Eastern Market.
Let's go.
VIP tailgate brought to you by Bullseye Event Group, the official VIP tailgate of the Detroit Lions. Once again, always a pleasure to have me.
10
Let's get
seconds.
the Lions win today. Appreciate you fans for the Lions team, and let's support them and let's defend it then.
4,
pride.
3,
Let's go. Hey, listen, we're going to send it back to you guys in the
1.
studio.
This guy.
Appreciate you, Kool-Aid and DJ Don Mecca. Those two holding it down for us at Bullseye Event Group. Welcome back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. People for the hot mics. Yeah, we're making it work. Mike's actually making a key delivery for us. He's getting us some hamburgers and a McFlurry from McDonald's. We're going to try the JMO live on air. We're going to try the JMO live on air and give a live review.
That's if the McFlurry machine's up.
If it's working.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello? Does this thing work?
It's Booner sound booth debut.
Yeah, Ryan Lentz. Hello, in quotations.
Hello.
Let's get to a question that I like asking for every Lions game, and it's always interesting because there's different storylines. Is what player? There's Sam Flannel too. Look at that. Oh God, one of my proudest. Yeah, this is one of the best things ever. Yeah, that's your head coach, Booner.
Where'd you get that picture of me?
Yeah, what? What player offensively?
Looks like a dog to me.
What? Yeah, well,
Looks like a cheater.
Old wrinkly one.
He looks like a winner.
What player offensively and defensively needs to step up? I think offensively, where my mind goes, and for this game specifically, I think step up's a little aggressive. Doesn't mean they've been playing bad, but I think he needs to keep playing well. I think the obvious one to me would be Jared Goff. I think this is a game where you can't. This is a team that you're supposed to beat, so taking care of the football, that's something that Jared's going to have to keep doing, which I trust he will. But a fun one, I'll say, who needs to step up, who I think will play well today, and maybe I sound repetitive, I'm going to go Jameson Williams. I think this is a good opportunity for him. Coaching staff's been talking him up, and usually that hints something key right there. Look at that. That's going to be us smoking the Bears pack later on.
Hell yeah.
Watching this Bears game. But what do you think, Easy, offensively? Who's the guy that you're looking for to make a big impact today?
I think you stole 2 of them, so screw you.
What you can? I mean, you can.
No, honestly, I had David Montgomery down.
Okay.
But when you mentioned Jared Goff, I think that's the one I'm going to lean with. And obviously sounds like an obvious when we talk about the quarterback, right? But I do think this could turn to like a little bit of a game where you have to make sure you're scoring every single drive, because the Chicago Bears, as much as we overlook them and clown them, you got to take in the fact that like the backup quarterback was quarterbacking them for like the past 4 weeks. So the offense is like a bit more scary than like what we look at it as. And again, the numbers that Justin Fields and DJ Moore collabed with beforehand, they're up there, man. They're up there. So I think Jared Goff has to limit the mistakes, what he's done for the past 2 years, and then aside from that, just keep scoring touchdowns.
So we have breaking news.
Gentry, you get lost?
Yeah, what happened?
We have breaking news. Mike.
Serving breakfast?
Mike, what happened? Mike.
They don't stop serving breakfast until 11.
Oh my.
They don't do burgers for breakfast?
Dude, I even asked him. I was like, dude, I just want 4. I want 4 McDonald's and a McFlurry, and he's like, dude, we don't stop serving breakfast till 11. And I was like, well, can I just wait? And he goes, I don't know. And then he comes back like 3 seconds later and tells me the ice cream machine doesn't work anyways.
Oh.
So it was one of those.
What in the hell, bro?
And he didn't come back with any hash browns or burritos.
Yeah, bro. You couldn't have grabbed me a bacon, egg, and cheese
Dude, he
bagel?
definitely smashed one in the car before we walked in.
Dude, that Oreo McFlurry on a McDouble's actually good, guys. And I'm just kidding.
Hey, I tried it. It's pretty good. I can't lie. That's BS, man.
How the fuck does the McDonald's in Birmingham? How is their ice cream machine?
If there's no hope for that one, we're all screwed.
It's the Royal Oak one. So don't talk on Birmingham like that.
Well, the point still stands. If the Royal Oak McDonald's ice cream machine isn't working, we're all screwed.
I thought McDonald's breakfast ends at 10:30 too.
I was told that.
I blame Booner.
AC is like the movie Big Daddy.
Yeah.
That's like when they stopped serving breakfast. He's like a minute
You
late.
give him all the easy ones.
He's like, I want a fucking lasagna.
Pancakes.
That is.
Isn't that what he says? He wants pancakes? Isn't that what he says? Does he want pancakes? He's like, I want pancakes. Am I wrong? Big Daddy? Great
I
movie.
think he said cereal.
Oh, no. I thought he said
Cereal.
pancakes. Oh, no, yeah, he did. Yeah,
Kangaroo song.
yeah, easy mistake. Sorry. My bad. I love that movie, though, by the way.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, that's where I get introduced to Hooters girls.
Wow. Chuck Brewer says most fast food extend breakfast on Sundays. At least they did back when I was in college. Well, I guess not in Royal Oak. They're too fancy for that. Nobody around here. Everyone's too busy eating vegan, avocado toast. No one wants a McFlurry and McDoubles at 11
And I was the only
o'clock.
one in the line too. It's not like they couldn't have made a special order. I was the only one there.
Yeah, the ice cream machine wasn't
You
even
should have
working.
told him it was for Jeff Iafrate.
No,
Yeah.
that would not have
called it
happened.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I think if you go back,
McCarty
you'll
during
be
a
good.
speeding ticket process one day. I was like, I'm on my way to go TD for Darren McCarty. He's like,
Hey,
what?
Hey,
It worked.
that's
Did you
fair.
really?
What if they were like, what if Gentry was like, oh, the ice cream machine's down. He's like, oh, I was just getting it for Hollywood Jeff Iafrate from Woodward Sports. Oh, no, it's actually working.
Yeah, actually,
It's actually.
I actually lied.
I just lied to you. It's actually working. Thank you.
Oh, we actually just fixed it. Like, the guy just came.
You should have said you were getting it from Matt Shepard, huh? What would that would have done?
Oh, funny.
Shots.
No, I'm just asking.
Oh, man. Come
Oh, you
on.
mean the guy from Woodward Nights? That's what he said. That's what he.
Matt Shepard, it would have worked. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that, Mike.
That
Either
joke
way,
is over.
Who's your offensive? Who needs to step it up on offense today for you?
I'm going to go, actually, I did this on Woodward Nights on Friday. I didn't go one player. I'm just going to say the offensive line, and that's just because of everyone's talking about this Bears rush defense. I think this offensive line, they've dominated every week. They're the number one in the NFL.
Yeah.
But we keep talking like the David Montgomery, the legacy play, Jahmyr Gibbs, 70.5 or whatever, 2.5 all-purpose yards. It all comes down, I think, to this offensive line, protecting Jared Goff and establishing the run game as well, because we know what Jared Goff is without a run game. Like, he's a play-action quarterback with no run game. He struggles a bit. Like, we know how he is. He's the best play-action quarterback in the NFL. So you have to establish that, and to be able to do that, this offensive line has to dominate up front. I think they do it. I think Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery's rushing yards both go over, but I think that's the key to this offense and kind of putting up points today is this offensive line, especially with no Jonah Jackson. How do they look, and what do they do?
That's a great point.
What about
I
you,
like that one.
Spenny?
Good
Offensively, who are you looking to make a big impact today?
Cam Sutton needs to step up. Like I think you don't hear his name very much.
Oh my God.
No,
His name very much.
For me,
Oh,
I think
God.
it's gonna be that secondary receiver, whoever it is, because we know Amon-Ra is going to get his. We know he's going to go out there and make things happen. He's going to have 7 for over 80. But whoever the second guy is, whether it's Khalif Raymond, whether it's J-Mo, whether it's Josh Reynolds, whether it's Donovan Peoples-Jones, whoever that secondary receiver is, I think that's going to be a big part of this game.
I can't spend any
Offensively, Mike, who you got?
I was going to go along the lines with Booner and say the offensive line, but that's too easy. I'm going to go Jameson Williams. I think, obviously, the Bears secondary is going to be looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to be game planning for him. And like Spencer said, a secondary wide receiver is going to need to step up. I think this is the official coming out party for Jameson Williams and where things turn around for him. That starts this week.
I'm coming out.
Yeah, that's it.
I want the world to know I am DJ Mo.
What about defensively? Give me a player that you think needs to step up today or have a big day.
You know what I want to have? I mean, this is more like a biased opinion. And like selfishly, I want to see it.
Pumpkin Spice.
She's the best of the group. I don't know why she doesn't get the credit she deserves. I don't know if that's a Spice Girl or not. But honestly, Brian Branch. Brian Branch is a guy who came out, he busted out the doors, and we were thinking, like, I mean, this offseason, that's all you heard about once training camp finally got going. They literally moved CJ GJ from the planned spot they wanted to play him back in the safety because Brian Branch was performing so well in the preseason. And he started off the season that way, too. Against the Falcons, he had, like, what 7+ combined tackles, after 11 combined tackles with assists and 2, and then the pick 6 against the Chiefs. I think after the injury, maybe a little bit like a readjustment period there on top of like some rookie moments. This is a game where I need Brian Branch to step up. Whether it's going to be like Justin Fields trying to extend the play, step up and just slam him down on the ground, introduce him to four-field turf, or just capitalize on some of those poorly thrown balls or like late decisions he's made. Brian Branch, selfishly, I just kind of need it because I know he has the ability to do so, and I want to see it.
Yeah, the obvious one, I love that one. Brian Branch is a great one.
Feels like he's due.
Yeah, he is. In this comment, too, Theo says Brian Branch hasn't looked the same since getting hurt. So I think Brian Branch getting back to that original form, I think he'll do that. My guy to step up, I'll go with Cam Sutton. Because of last week. I think that secondary needs a bounce-back performance. If not Cam Sutton, I mean, I guess you got to go with Aiden.
He's locking down.
Spenny, what do you think?
Yeah, that is my guy. It is Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson needs to step up. He needs to be this blue-chip pass rusher that we all know he can be. Go out there, throw Justin Fields down on the turf. Like, you need to get him on the ground at least 1.5 times. I need a sack and a half from Hutch this game because I'm tired of the pressures. Oh, look, he leads the league in pressures, or he's top 5 in I don't give a shit about pressures. I want him to get him on the ground. We saw Justin Herbert get some pressures and make throws out of those pressures.
Right.
Like, pressures are all good in that, but getting him on the ground is what's most important. I need my guy Hutch to go out there and show him why he was drafted number 2 overall.
Yes, Benny. I don't think when you get in the Hall of Fame they look at pressures.
No,
I could be wrong, Booner. I don't think that's a point. But
that's a bar.
Well, what do you think?
I do like the
pressures. Matter, but I can't keep living off the pressure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everything you said that when you knew going at it and Booner was going against you because he's fake. You need somebody to step up and capitalize on the pressures he's getting. I'm sorry, I apologize.
What are we doing here now? Now I have to
pancakes.
That's not even funny. No, that's not even funny anymore.
That's not funny anymore.
No, after you call me fake, that's not funny. You can't laugh at my jokes anymore. You don't deserve to laugh at my jokes.
Oh my god.
You don't deserve to feel joy from me.
There needs to be something else around Aiden though to capitalize on those pressures. Whether it's a secondary capitalizing on like a early ball, which we've seen Kirby do the past couple of weeks, or somebody else on the defensive line win that one-on-one matchup and just catch the quarterback off guard. Somebody needs to step up alongside those pressures because they can be valuable.
Yeah, I agree with that. Booner, what do you think? Who's your? We're not allowed to laugh at jokes, but besides that,
let's get serious. Let's have a serious conversation here on the Lions pregame show. Come on, no more laughs. I'm done with the laughing since I'm fake. This is what it is, though.
Jamal.
This is what it is. I was gonna say Aiden
Jamal.
I'm talking. I was gonna say Aiden Hutchinson. I'm gonna go Kirby Joseph. I think Kirby Joseph gets an interception off Justin Fields.
Yep.
3rd straight week for him for an interception. Aaron Glenn said it. Guys feel in the secondary when a guy is hot and he's seeing the ball right. It's like in baseball when you're seeing the ball. Hey, I'm talking.
That's him.
Spencer. When a guy's seeing the ball and he's in the secondary and he's sitting there and like he has a feel for the game. He's had 2 straight interceptions.
Yep.
I think he gets a third one today. I think Kirby Joseph steps up. Ton of tackles. I think you'll see him a lot running around the field, flying around over DJ Moore. Maybe he'll get one on DJ Moore here, I think.
Yeah,
I love that take, Booner.
Interceptions are contagious. Once you get them, I mean, it spreads like a wildfire. I think Kirby's. I think that's a great one. Mike, what do you think?
That's what he does too. It's like he's woken up. You know, he's awake from a slumber.
I'm here. That's what he says.
I'm here. Booner's point. Kirby is like plus 1,200 to get an interception today. So if you're feeling that,
wow.
But I'm going Hutch. You can't go 2 months without a sack. I know all the pressures have helped his teammates get it do well, but you need to get to the quarterback. We've seen how big of an impact he made on last year's games with Justin Fields, and I just think it's got to be Hutch. You cannot go this long being that number 1 guy and have nothing really to show for it. So I'm going Hutch.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go to break. We come back. We'll get our score predictions, and we'll close out the show. So you're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Bullseye Event Group in Long Drake. We'll see you right after the break. I'm here.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Welcome back to the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We got a packed crew, man. It's been a blast today. This is a goated crew. Pancakes. This is goated. Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears at Ford Field. We're breaking it down for you guys. We're gonna go. Let's get the score predictions.
They're all McFlurries in some of his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out they're a machine.
Yeah, Mike just scarfed down a McFlurry on the way
I
back.
actually wasn't going to eat one either way. I would find 4 of them. I wasn't eating them.
That's a real one, Mike.
If he scores, I'm for sure eating one tomorrow as well. If I don't do that.
Yeah, that'd be a good bit.
What are we doing for lunch, though?
Get your own lunch.
McDonald's.
Should we go back there?
We all show up. Hey,
You better get down and get your fucking work in.
Is there another pancakes? Is there another McDonald's around here?
Well, you went to the one down there on Woodward, right?
I honestly don't know what road it was on, but it was like 6 minutes.
Like right by Beaumont, I think, is the one he went to.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, well,
there's got to be another one around here. I don't know.
That's an L. All right, start getting your score predictions in the chat. I'll read them afterwards. Easy. I'll start with you. Give me a score prediction. How do you see it playing out today?
I know I saw somebody put in like the 60 for the over, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, which is crazy, but my initial score prediction during the week on the heavyweights was 31-17, or maybe like 31-24, something right around there. So
which one?
Yeah,
since it's fuck the Bears, I'll go 31-17.
All right, that's fair. I'm going to go 27-13. I think I don't see maybe the Lions do. Maybe they prove me wrong, scoring 30 plus. This offense is buzzing. I just think this is the day where they beat the Bears by 2 scores, but they don't score 40, 30 plus, and that's okay. 27-13 is still a big win. I'll go
that's
with that
the under
score
on the team total. So when you were hyping me up earlier when I said the team total over, you were.
Well, I can't.
Damn, who's fake now?
Now it's fake. Yeah.
Reverse card on you.
I can't change my score prediction from Friday.
That's fair.
Because of your bet.
I know 31-14.
I've already locked
All
mine.
right, fine. What is it, 27 and a half?
28 and a half.
29-13.
The 29's a weird football
Well,
number.
they get a
That is a
safety.
weird number.
They get a safety. I don't know what to tell you. All right, 30-13, whatever. 27-13. What about you, Spenny? What do you think?
I'm going 38-17. Lions are going to dominate this game.
I like that.
They're going to run the ball up and down the field. They're going to get in the end zone. Ben Johnson's going to cook some shit up. J-Mo touchdown. Monty touchdown.
Damn.
Give me 38-17.
I like it. Booner, what about you? I mean, assuming it's over the team total.
It is. I said this on Friday, too. I'm not changing it up. Detroit Lions 41, the Chicago Bears 17. It is a blowout of a game. Lions will get out to like a 24-0 game right away. They're going to dominate to start the game. Maybe Bears will score 17. It'll be some late touchdown, a touchdown in the first half, touchdown in the fourth quarter, and a field goal in the middle there. Lions will score 41 points. Best offense in the NFL.
Facts.
Most electric, the most explosive, dominating offense in the NFL. They will score 41 today on the Bears.
Huge.
I like it.
Aggressive, fast. They're big. They're the biggest guys we've seen. You should see them out there. They look fantastic.
I saw him and I said, wow, they look fantastic.
Yeah, I saw this guy. He walked through the door. I'm telling you, I saw him. I was like, wow, he is big.
Is that you? Are you the Trump stunt double they had at UFC there?
Maybe.
They were accusing you? Yeah, that's what it was. Mike, talk to me. What do you got?
Well, Easy
Final
took
score.
mine, so I'm going to go
Damn,
35-17 Lions since Easy wants to take my score. Lions pull
You took
away.
mine from the show yesterday.
No,
You
I
clearly
didn't
watching
watch,
heavyweights.
so I didn't watch.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, way to support the boys.
Way to support the boys.
I had shit to do. But anyways, 35-17 Lions.
All right, there you have it.
That's a pretty
Pete-
stupid fucking score.
Oh my gosh! All right, people chiming in. CC Prodigy says I think it's 35-14. Jack Hammer says 42-24 Lions. Dushan, I believe his name is, says 39-25. Rude Boy Gang 27-17 Lions. CC Prodigy with another one 42-17. Chips 28-17 Lions. John Lord 45-6. Oh my gosh!
What do you say?
45-6 Lions.
I like it. Dominating.
Thanks, Trump. Dat Boy Roy 2.0, 35-10. Yeah, Eric Allen says 42-17. There you go, with 59
Eric
total
Allen,
points.
you're a smart guy. Smart guy.
Smart guy.
So smart.
KMG says 38-24 Lions.
He's so smart.
He's so smart.
Dark Flame 31-16 Lions. Hooligans 52-14 Lions. Answer 14, 31-13 Lions. Yeah, a lot of people picking dominating scores, and there you have it.
Domination, the only way to go.
The only answer.
The only answer.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of
Storm the
here.
Capitol.
We appreciate you. What a crew, man. Easy, Woodward Heavyweights. You can find them and Spenny 5 to 7 weekdays. They have Herman Moore on tomorrow. So if you
sir.
want to catch the man.
Herm's the man.
I saw him. I said, this is the man.
This is
This is
the
one
man.
of the best receivers in Lions history.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look at those hands. Nobody has better hands.
All right, Spenny, joke's over.
No,
Shut up, Booner.
Yeah. BMG, Big D Energy, you can catch him 11 to 1 weekdays as well. And then, of course, Booner, my guy, my partner in crime here. You can catch him Woodward
TD in
Nights.
for Matt Shepard and Broder.
Oh, well.
The best team.
That joke's dead as well.
No, Booner ain't going nowhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, my ears.
8 p.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays. Appreciate you. Of course, you can catch the morning show 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. weekdays as well. We appreciate you guys for joining the show. Go Lions, and we'll catch you for the post-game show and for the stream. We'll be back in a couple hours, so stick around until then. Until then, we'll see you.
Jeff does take it in the back sometimes.